Okay, here we go. Welcome, welcome. So, Mr. Franz, thank you for making time today for our session. It is 20 past 11 on the 23rd of October, 2024. I'm calling you from Cape Town. And yeah, it's an honor and a privilege to be training a member from one of my very favorite townships in South Africa, Alexandra Township in Gauteng.
Yeah.
Yes. We had many wonderful moments there with my dear colleague and friend Paul Maluleke and Samadhi and Harry and like many people.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's indeed a privilege to be with the youngsters of the community now. So yeah, I'm gonna hand it over to you. Just a quick introduction. How you managed to get into the space? What are you doing here? Why are you listening to random Indian guy on a Wednesday midday? Like, what's going on? How did you land up in this situation?
Okay. I'm Franz. I'm Quinana. I'm a resident of Alexandra. Yeah. I was actually I was invited by Paul. For the water warriors, there was this other project for water warriors. So then I actually gave Paul. I told him of my qualifications and all, and what I'm actually interested in. And since they were doing um, digital
Transformation.
digital transformation, so after that, yeah, actually Paul recommended this to me. He said that this project they're doing with the mapping and stuff of Alexandra, and he would really love for me to actually look at it and see what I think about it, and if I'm interested in going on board, then I should just contact him, and yeah, that's how I'm
Okay.
actually listening to a random Indian guy.
Awesome. So I just want to ask you, I just want to touch on your qualifications because it was a concern for me when I chatted to Paul yesterday about the the candidates who will be
Okay.
assisting on this program, which I'll explain more in detail shortly as we go through a demo.
Okay.
But just a bit of background into your qualifications and where we are currently in this phase, just so I can know where to tailor my presentation to you.
No problem. Well, okay. What I have a matric. I did matric. Then after matric, I actually did a learnership on system development. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. System development.
Yes.
Is there any specific language or infrastructure stack that
Um.
you can uh, remember from there?
Oh. We did mainly on HTML, CSS,
Okay.
Python. Yeah.
Okay.
And okay. I'm
Okay.
also I'm self learning Java on the internet. We schools and there's this site. Well, on that site, Free Code Camp. On Free Code Camp, I'm still busy. What's this? Polishing my HTML skills on it.
Amazing. Are you using a bit of ChatGPT these days?
No, I haven't actually started doing any AI stuff. But then that was my next goal, and because when I did my research, I actually found out that nowadays everything is about AI. So yeah, I haven't really started looking into it. But then yeah, that's my next step.
Yeah. No, wonderful. I mean, you can use it not only to learn new things, but also to um, help you to learn. So you're learning
Yeah,
new things, but you can also, like, it's really quite something. But definitely more on that, on follow-up sessions and how we're using that from what we're doing here in the back end and
yes,
the knowledge management system that we're building as well. But lovely to know that you've got your feet in the mix with Python and HTML and
yeah.
Java. I definitely made a note of that.
Okay.
That's wonderful. All right, cool. So I think the other important question that I discussed with Paul, and Paul and I have come through many, many, many tough lessons along the last couple of years, and we're very careful to put our energy into projects that, um, like Paul works a lot from his intuition space, his heart space, and sometimes I have to like just bring things down and wait until say wait until I have a budget,
Yeah.
And the reality, my biggest question to him was that about you guys' remuneration, and I'm of the like it's a really important aspect of this project, and I know you guys are currently not on a learnership program. You are not getting volunteered. I mean, you are not
Yes.
getting remunerated by anybody, but it is in the pipeline.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So I need to track that, okay? Because it and as I'm going to be online and on all of that, like I now have the way in which we can leverage this project with enterprise supply development service providers with the appropriate mixeater. You know mixeater?
Am I Sita? Is it am I Mixita? No, 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 no.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's essentially so if you have even if you have a grade 12, you more than likely will be able to get some complimentary mixeater. So it's like the training body for IT.
okay.
So we would we you could most likely get a internship with them, and this could also be a portfolio of evidence to show that you've done something. And that's where we need to chat to the digital transformation. What is the organization that you guys are under now? The digital transformation unit.
Water warriors. What was it?
Right. Okay. Gotcha. I
Yeah.
see. I see. No, that's fine. Okay, I get it. Okay. No, if it's underwater warriors, then I get it because Paul and Samadhi have like this whole trajectory of involving the volunteers and then slowly tapping into the necessary. Okay, cool. Okay, no, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's good to know. But I will track in with them because this could also be used as portfolio of evidence for their submission. But anyway, I don't want to get too carried away with that. I'll check in with the Samadhi and Paul in that respect as well.
No problem. No
All
problem.
right, cool. So yeah, let's get into the demonstration. I have already done a demo with Paul, and Paul is now kind of handed over to you. There was a demo on YouTube that that you've watched as well,
Yes.
and today I'm going to walk you through that same demo essentially. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to share my window. Let's just do this, and then we can take it from there. Window. Right. Just tell me if you can see loud and clear.
Yes. I can see. Yes, I can see.
All right. Okay, cool. Okay, so the objective of this demo, France, is to be able to get you knowing about how to use this tool. Right. So essentially,
Okay.
this is a participatory mapping tool. And I just want to get it like this. You can still see the map. It's still a big screen, right?
Yes.
Right. There we go. Okay, a nice one. So, okay, let's just start here. So you have you watching me on your laptop right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask you to also open up your phone.
Okay.
So while you're talking to me, because in reality, not everybody who's going to be using this tool is going to have a laptop. So a lot of it will be on the phone as well. So I think a lot of the demo I'm trying to show you on the phone as well while I do it on the laptop. So you're kind of learning on the fly. Okay, so France, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to send on the WhatsApp group the link to this map page.
Okay.
There we go. Groovy. Right. What was your favorite subject in school?
In high school,
Yeah.
geography. It was geography and maths. Yeah, geography and maths were my best. Yeah, I actually enjoyed those ones. than the others.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, this is geography in action, my man. This is geography in
Yeah.
action. All right. So the most important part about this is essentially information and what we're doing in information and how our communities can rally information together to make smart decisions and to be able to use those smart decisions then to plan and predict for future events. Okay. And so my responsibility in this lifetime seems to be in that space. I don't know how that landed up, but here I am. And so I developed this solution with a company called AfriGIS, and they are based in Pretoria. So I'm just going to quickly show you their web page. Can you see? Can you see this web page?
Oh, yes.
All right. Okay. Cool. I'm just going to quickly go to the About Us. Sorry. Let's go here. Solutions. Okay, so AfriGIS is a geographical based company. They're based in Pretoria, and their focus is on making sure that the data that we use in South Africa is compliant, and
Okay.
they have a unique approach in creating the data sets because they're aligning it to ISO and also to SAB, South African Breweries of Standards. Okay, long story cut short, without going into too much detail, South Africa is now at a stage where they're implementing the POPIA compliant frameworks to ensure that the information is secure, that our information is not being harvested by Meta and Google and all of that.
Okay.
We don't have anything against Google, but we kind of like we had this like Google was like a big cousin, that went like renegade on us,
Yeah.
and like took all the food from the fridge and then left us with nothing in the fridge, kind of thing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But came in
Yeah.
the house and like sweet talked us and bought us some Mari biscuits and milk tart, and then like made us fat. And while we were sleeping, took all the food and ran away and hanged out with his friends. And we don't even know where the big cousin is anymore.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that at the moment. So I mean, just I would love to know, like, what is the sentiment on the ground now with people's like Google and having the data on Google? Is that a topic in the with the youngsters in Alex currently about that?
Well, they don't really talk about it, but then if I think if an individual raises the topic, I'm pretty sure that they will everybody will have something to say about it. Yeah.
Right. So it is really a big concern currently at a global scale. Like that
Yeah.
is without a shadow of doubt. But yeah, there's always I believe in a hybrid approach. Rather the devil you know than the devil you don't know, is my opinion. Um, s- so what I'm saying is that not that we don't want to use it, but it's how we use it.
Yeah.
Okay. And at the same time, if we are going to like empower our communities and be able to work remotely and ensure that our businesses are thriving and everyone's compliant, and we can do that, but we just need to know that we're doing that in a proper and legitimate way. And
Yes.
so the ability to use a company like AfriGIS has been an absolute amazing experience. I've been with them for the last almost 4 or 5 years now. I'm the enterprise development partner and supply development partner. And I've got many years of relationship with them. So they've given me the portfolio and the information and the maps to be able to functionalize priority projects in South Africa, specifically relating to the National Development Plan and specifically relating to protecting our natural pristine areas. Okay, so if you're looking at this map, you're going to start seeing like a honeycomb grid area, like it looks like green little grids everywhere,
Yeah. I see
right?
those.
Just going to zoom in slightly. So these honeycomb grids are the natural pristine areas of the country. Okay, and they are essentially they illustrate the National Environmental Management Act and also the Responsible Tourism Act in terms of the natural areas and essentially also the conservation areas. So this little box in the top right hand corner with the two squares,
Yeah.
the one that says protected areas, the one that says protected areas there. If you click on that,
Okay. Well, just a sec, because my mobile, it's actually different to that desktop layout. So
Yeah, it'll be the other way around. It'll be like the layer will be on the one side.
okay, I see this. Oh, okay. I mean, yes, and then location-based analysis. Should I click on that?
Yeah, you can click on the location-based analysis, and you can also click on protected areas.
Protected areas. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. And you see this the search next to the search address. You actually can put in your address. What is your address in Alex?
46 7th Avenue, Alexandra.
Yeah, you're close to Paul.
Yeah, yeah, same street.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. I know that.
It's the Mandela Yard actually.
Oh wow, is it?
Yeah.
How do you let? Are you like? Why are you staying there? How you got managed to get there?
Where the Mandela Yard. Actually,
Yeah.
well, as time goes by, people actually sell the properties. They move on to like the urban areas, and also they leave everything behind. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So you see what it's doing here on the search on the address here. Can you have a look here? So you see, it's
Okay.
doing like it's trying to find the different 46 7th Avenue.
Yes, yes, I see that.
Yeah. And that address is called the national address. Okay. That's a very, very, very powerful address. It's got like 50 million plus connections that, yeah, basically across South Africa.
Yeah.
So that is a very powerful data set that's lying kind of underneath this map. Okay. And so obviously you don't really see what's behind this map. But once you know what's behind this map, you'll then know what we can do, not only in your community, but in other communities,
Okay,
right?
okay, okay.
As I say, think global, act local.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this is 46 7th Avenue, and then we're just going to go to Alexandra. And yeah, let's see if it's in the right place. We're going to go to the two squares. We're going to click on hybrid, the two squares with the black box. We're just going to click on hybrid. And let's see. Okay. Did you manage to do the search bar there?
Yeah, actually, I'm trying to search here, but then Alexandra doesn't appear, so I'm just gonna write it in full.
You can, yeah, 46 7th Avenue like this, like how it's searched, how I typed it out here.
Yes, 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 and then Alexandra's,
Yeah.
Alexandra.
Yeah, it should already, while you're typing Alexandra, before you even got to
Oh,
Alexandra, it
yes,
should
I
give
see that.
you,
Yes, I see that now.
yeah. Yeah, see that's power. So now what you're doing, you're pinging the data center in yeah, in the data, like the whole data set for South Africa, and it's searching between the different options, and then now that should push you right where you are. Oh well,
Okay.
hopefully. If not, we need to correct that.
And it's actually in the wrong place. I see that. Can you just zoom
Is
in
it
now?
a?
Yeah, the one on your map there. Let me just see if it's the same thing. That is 6. Yes, it's in the wrong place. It's in the wrong place. It's actually
Yeah,
supposed to be on the other side.
exactly.
Yeah.
It should be further up down this way. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Just go straight up by the other corner. It's on the other side, the other corner.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
So this is the things that we need to do.
yeah,
So it's pretty, yeah, first of all, just to say, like, for the company to get the information already here just on the right street has been like a win, but now we need
yeah.
to fix up these addresses, right?
Yes, yes.
So I'm already going to send this address to the database, the street cleaning people, so that they make sure that we can fix it. Yeah.
Okay.
So that will be my responsibility to do once I get the errors that are coming in from you guys, that we fix up the master data set. Okay, so this
Yeah.
process is about fixing up the source data, but also at the same time then getting new data. So there's two processes we're going to be doing. Okay. Okay, wonderful. So that's the first action that I'll do from my side, right? So right, so that's the addresses. So when you are onboarding somebody,
Oh,
we first need to check the address.
yes. I also noticed that actually the address that we normally use because okay, but then okay, I see it doesn't have a street name because the street names have changed. but then Alexandra locals residents still use the old names instead of the new ones.
So wherever there's a street name change with the new names and old names, you can even give me the old name plus the new name and the
Yeah.
exact
Oh,
location.
okay, okay. So the search bar works in both sides. Like
Yeah,
for
bro. Like so, behind the search should be, it should also be a connection to the old name as well.
okay, no problem.
Mm. So that's actually a very good point, Franz. And I'm going to bring that up with my team at AfriGIS because they are all about fixing the addresses,
Yes,
especially in the dense areas.
yes, yes,
And yeah, I was actually a long, long time ago. I used to go out on the streets and fix up and actually collect the addresses.
yeah,
But that was a long time ago. But now they do a lot of it on the satellites and everything.
yes, yes, yes.
So if we can rally the two processes of getting the businesses online and marketing them and stuff at the same time, also cleaning up addresses,
Yeah,
like I will have some very happy data custodians in AfriGIS. So that would be amazing.
yeah,
But I can let me chat to Paul about that as well. I don't want to dilute this current phase too much.
yes,
But yeah, okay. Right. So that's the address. And then you can always, if you don't find the address, you can just click the search bar. So right next to your search bar, like this little
yes, yes.
orange color key next to search, you can hit that on your phone and see what happens.
Um, okay, allow.
So that
Um,
should then locate you.
okay, yes, actually it did.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, it did.
So that
Yeah,
should be okay. Um, Okay, great. So let's go on to the next part. So those are the two ways in which you can locate a client. So if a client, there's a couple of ways in which you're going to get the business details. Paul's going to give you a list, right?
okay,
Or you're going to Paul's going to say, go to the internet and find me all the tour guides or all the, all the hairdressers or all the restaurants, and put them onto the map, right? I'm not sure how he's going to approach it, but we need to define that quite clearly. And then you go here, you put in the address. If the address is not there, we need to know like that.
okay,
We need to know that's not there so we can locate it.
okay,
But then you can add it. You can add a point, which I'm going to show you now. And that's basically what you're going to do for the imminent phase, right? So
okay,
before adding the point, which is this green marker here, okay?
okay,
So we've done now this two squares, which is the hybrid and the vector, right?
yes,
So those will give you the toggle between the vector and the hybrid. Okay, I like hybrid. And then the layers, the two squares, you've got undiscovered treasures, location-based analysis, points, rivers, protected areas, mountains, beaches. Okay, so when I developed this model, the current phase was about using the ecological sensitive areas, which is in essence is these location-based pristine grids, as well as the protected areas, which are these two areas, and all the information around that that kind of gives that meaning. So if I just zoom out kind of a little bit, are you familiar with the Sandparks 2040 vision?
the sandbox
2040 vision.
20. No, no, no. What's that?
Okay.
Sandbox.
Yeah, it's just they just have this new updated policy that says all these nature reserves that's around Gauteng, they will be involving and including the communities as well to
Okay,
get more involved. It's quite a dramatic shift in their policy. It's quite really awesome to see. So just to explain here, so Alex is in the middle. There's not much nature sensitive areas around there. However, it is important for Alex because of the rivers. Okay, so that's clearly the river project, which is the Water Warrior project, which is pretty much the reason why you're involved here. You can start
okay.
seeing these really light blue lines that's coming through the township.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was showing Paul this other day. Like you can see this like kind of wiggly worm, transparent thingamajiggy. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
that's the river line. It's a river with a buffer on it. So you got like
Mm-hmm.
the river, plus you got like looks like probably like 100 meters on either side of the river, right?
Okay,
So we want to focus on the businesses. I say for water warriors, I would say you want to focus on the businesses that are closest to that river, in my opinion, right?
Yes.
S- Right. So we want to really get that, because if you're planting 30,000 trees, from what I understand, in the next few months, we want to know where you planted those trees and who are the businesses where you planted the trees that can take
Okay.
accountability for those trees. Right.
Understood.
So
Understood.
that is something that once you know where you're going to plant those trees along this river, then I would say between Samadhi and the business team, you we then um, use this map to start focusing on those businesses. Okay.
Okay.
And I would say, in my opinion, it would also be important then to know which businesses are compliant and which businesses are not compliant. I'm going to show you how we're going to do that for now, because one of my next phases that we're going to do here is to be able to fast track the compliance of businesses within this township economies. And at this phase of my life, I'll be able to do all of that pretty much from the way I am now in like down south.
Yeah.
So so yeah, it hasn't always been like that, I can guarantee you.
Yeah.
Um, so, and that's amazing because we have yeah, it's like compliance and admin is such a thing, man. You know, it's the most uncomfortable thing to do. In fact, I'm procrastinating doing my admin because I'm just like, oh, I'm just going to do all these demos and everything, but admin is the most important aspect. So after this, I've actually got to sit and do some stuff on that.
Yeah.
So it's really important to be able to know how to explain to a user what is the importance of being compliant and what is the importance of knowing the patience that's required to get compliant, and knowing how to communicate with the right people such as Samadhi and Paul to advise them on how to get compliant. Water warriors are more than just about planting the trees. Water warriors about mobilizing the community and the participation of the community within the region to be able to work together, you know, and hand over the responsibility to them. And we can do that by showing them this map, you know.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do here, especially if you show them the map and you show them, like, even if you just show the businesses this, like you take a screenshot of this and you start like putting on. So I'm just going to zoom in like this, right? Let's just put it like that.
Okay.
Right. Let's go into the points. Okay. So AfriGIS points. You see that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So I am adding on now the commercial points for AfriGIS. Right. So again, now this AfriGIS points is it's like we are very privileged to be able to have access to all of this data, which is being on their servers in Pretoria. And commercial, if you can see, it's populating the map there. You
Yes.
can start seeing quite a lot of commercial on the other side of Alex, not so much within Alex
Okay.
itself, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
where we need to, you see? And now if you look at the subcategories, accommodation, automotive, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
See that? And that's where we need to fill in as much as possible accurate information. Like that's really, really the crux of all of this. If I put on accommodation, for example, I've got one bed and breakfast in Alex. Now, I can guarantee you that if you go to Google and you type in accommodation, Alex, you may get like maybe more, you know. But the
Okay.
reality is that Google addresses are not verified and cannot be used in, like, if we're going to be doing a proposal for IDC, the Development Corporation, or if we going to be pitching to the banks for a loan, or if we're going to be
Mm-hmm.
standing up in a court of law, the Google information won't work. We need to verify it. So this
Okay.
information that's here is verified. So you can use that in a proper business case and a proper audited plan, if that makes sense. Okay,
It makes
so
sense. Yes.
we can use our big cousin Google to kind of find out, like, say, find me the nearest accommodation, go call them, find out if their business is active, then load the point onto here. Make sense?
Makes sense. Yes.
Right. So I would do that. So I would then go to Google Maps, and you go to like the zoom into the where you're planting the 30,000 trees and say, find me the nearest accommodation spots, or find me the nearest ECD schools, or find me the nearest whatever the businesses that's impacting the 30,000 trees planting and that could potentially contribute to looking after it. Those are the business you want to focus on.
Okay,
right? You need to discuss that with the team because I haven't really strategized that with Samadi and Paul. But if you share with them my sentiments on that, they can advise you if they think that's their current plan for the kiosk. Okay, that's just my
okay.
suggestion. Because it is water warriors, it is linked to tourism,
Yeah,
and if we don't have a clean river, we're not going to have good tourism.
yeah.
Okay, so tracking so far, yeah. So under AfriGIS points, there's two categories: commercial and human infrastructure. Right. So you can see, uh, yeah. Okay. Right there. There's a really good example, like of the amount of human infrastructure, like primary schools and churches. Yeah,
Yeah,
local offices, taxi ranks. I mean, if you zoom in even more, you should be able to start getting the name of it. Just give it a second. See, there you go. So you see, Bombanani Shelter, Universal Church. Yeah. So that's if you just zoom in, you'll start getting the name of it.
yeah, I see that.
And then under each in subcategory, you'll get more categories like residential. You'll then get flats, hostel, retirement facilities, and all of that. Okay. Now, this is the source. So this is the source database that's lying in the server. Okay. So that makes sense. You can always use this to reference yourself as to where you are. Make sense?
It makes sense.
All right. So I'm just going to put that off. Actually, just leave it on now. I'm just going to leave it on human infrastructure for now. That's fine. Right. And all the others, like the mountains and beach and stuff, you can kind of play around with it, but that's not really impacting us on this demo, especially not beaches, because there's no beach in Alex,
Yeah,
unfortunately. But where I am on the site that I'm building down here in Cape Town, it's like it's all about like
yeah,
making sure we don't get washed. It's like okay, okay. So these undiscovered treasures is really where I want to focus a lot of the demo on, and I just want to check where we are now. It's still recording, looking good. So far, so good.
all good on my side.
All right, cool, 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 cool. So let's do this, right? So what I would like to do, I'm going to show you how to add a point, which is this green collicky here, right? And then
Yeah,
what we can do is maybe um, from this map, from the visual of this map, maybe I can just add a point to the center of this park or something, and I can show
okay.
you how it works. Yeah. What is this park here called? Do you know
Um,
offhand?
it looks like, well, we call it Ultrac.
Restaurant.
I'm not really sure of the name, and we
Soundtrack.
call it
Yeah, yeah,
Ultrac. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. AL. That's where Harry.
Yes.
Harry is the basketball coach.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Do you know? Yeah. Is Harry still a basketball coach?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about now. Yeah, I'm not sure now.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you're gonna take the green marker, draw a marker, and it'll come up with a little icon. And you just click on the map wherever you wanted to add the point. Okay.
Okay.
And then you see what it does. It reverse engineers. So it says it's 76 East Bank Avenue, Alexandra East Bank. Oh, 76 East Bank Avenue, Alexandra East Bank, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's quite important because when you're loading the point, it needs to be exactly on that property. Okay. There is a dashboard process behind this, which there's a QA manager, and we're going to go through that as well. How to edit the point. But for now, I'm just going to show you how to add the point, right? Tracking. Okay, so I'm just going to call that Altrack Sports Ground. Okay, just like that, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, and now this is important. So when you're adding a point of a business or a site, you're going to put in the name and then you see the category. So it's probably human infrastructure. You're going to get you want to toggle between those AfriGIS points layer that I just show you just to get an idea of what categories exist, but you'll get more used to it once you do it.
Yes.
Okay, so we're just going to say human infrastructure, and let's just have a look at I think it could be, let's see, on a commercial, type 1, and let's just say recreational, yeah, and let's go health spa, ice rink, recreational center, sports facility, sports stadium, sports facility, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So when I choose sports facility, that sounds the most. Another stadium is more facility. Okay. Now we need to then get the number. So you need to go and check if there's an Altrex Sports Ground number. I'm just going to quickly go to Altrex Sports Ground, Alexandra, to see if there's any number behind that. Closes 8 p.m. 368. See, this is the right address here. So it's got the 368. Well, not necessarily the right address, but it is the address that's on Google.
Yeah.
But now I need to find a number for that place. So this is where somebody if they don't have a number, then somebody needs to add a number, maybe one of your admin team members.
Or go to the place manual and do it manually using the location on your phone.
Just in terms of the number, like the phone number, you say.
No, not the phone number. I thought you were talking about the address, the number for the address. Oh, you talking about?
Yeah, no. Yeah. So no, that's cool. That's cool. So what I'll do is I'm just going to put Paul's number, right? Because there's no number that I see on the internet itself. So I'm just going to put 084 056 5331. Okay. And for now, I'm just also going to put Paul's email address. Let's just go to. Oh, I can put your email address actually, right? Give me your. I have your email address. 1 second. Let me just do this. Copy. Email based website. Altrex Sports Grounds City. Okay, so I'm just going to add this. Problem properties. It's not really picking up a website. City of Johannesburg, Alex Stadium. See, I don't really have a website. So I'm going to actually just add Alex Water Warriors. Alex Water Warriors. There we go. Nice. I really like you guys' website, by the way. It looks pretty dope. Yeah. Very nice. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do on this, I'm just going to add that website, but we need to fix this. So we need to eventually have their websites. But if we're the custodian of people who don't have websites and phone numbers, that's even better because we want to get them to a point where they are having their own websites and stuff, right?
Yes.
Eventually. But phase one is the people who have compliant businesses. Like we just want to get them right, and then we start rallying the team together. Okay, and then on the notes, you can always then add in about the place. So I'm just going to type in your public sports ground in Alex. Okay, for now. We could add in more notes here to say, like you could be like potential site for trees on the perimeter. You as a water warrior, sort of like field worker, right? You can be like potential site for trees on perimeter, manager keen to engage on planting, river condition. You can see the river condition 3 out of 10, something like that.
Yes.
Right. So you can then like speak to Smarty and Paul and say, listen here, we can now use this to collect they call it like meta information about the site. So now we've got the point, but then you're also building your Alex Water Warrior kind of like criteria into the system. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Right. So because I can pull out these notes onto a database, and then you can push that into a whole database Python knowledge management system, this notes. So long as you capture the notes like in a structured way, it could be like, the first statement is like, it's a good site, comma, shit water, comma, they don't want to be involved, comma, so you got like set things that you're asking them, like 5 questions that's going to give you a good answer on what you need to do or what can be done with the 30,000 trees, right? And
Okay.
then you may not have the categories like drop down boxes like right now on this, but if you just put comma, 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 then when you pull it into a database, it's an intelligent structure. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does make sense.
So I would say that for this project, we definitely do that, and I can indeed then help you guys with the categorization of the important variables that you need to collect, not only for your funders, but also to make sure those 30,000 trees are being looked after by the community. Okay, that's
Okay.
important. So that's why emails are important, phone numbers are important, because then we can start looking on the map and being like, once we plant the trees, we can put the trees on the map as well, and then we know who's responsible for the trees. In time, you can have IoT devices at the trees that can measure if there's enough humidity or water in the soil. It's pretty amazing what you can do with
Yeah.
technology these days. But it all starts off with the basics. Um, so let's do this. I'm just going to go here. And then if I need to upload an image, so I'm just going to, normally what I do is I just do a print screen and I'll do a little rectangle and I'll take the logo of the site. Yeah. Let's go browse. Here we go. Pictures, screenshots, water warriors. And now I'm going to submit. So you see it says point successfully submitted and will be shown on the map once it's approved. Check that.
Yes, yes.
That's a good sign. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to go. So that means it's been pushed into the dashboard. I'm just going to go into the dashboard now. This is where it's like, bro, it's like so cool to be able to present this to you guys. You must ask Paul what we did in 2015. It
Yeah.
was like we had like caveman technology, and now we have this like amazing system. It's like so robust, and it really is a privilege to be able to share this in this space. Okay, cool. So this is the dashboard, and on the dashboard you should see Ultrex Sports Ground,
Mm-hmm.
and it's pending. It's today's date. It's your number. Yeah,
Yes,
it's
yes.
Paul's number. And now, so I'm just going to look at the view on the map, how it looks. Like just zoom out. Okay, cool. I can see where that is. Right, that looks like an East Bank. I can then, for example, you look at it, and I'm going to train you how to do that. And if you go to edit, like that, you see edit next to view on map,
Yes,
and
I
you
see
just
that.
click on edit coordinates, and then if you look at, now you know, right? Because now you are the guy on the ground, you can
Mm-hmm.
move it.
To the exact point.
Check. Yeah, that's important because
Yes.
when it goes back to the team in headquarters in Pretoria, bro, it needs to be exactly on the point. Otherwise, it's not going to be approved.
Yes, I
Okay.
understand. Okay.
And that's where the quality assurance is like, it's going to be like a really important fact for a really important factual case study for you guys. Okay. And you can always change the categories in here as well underneath that, right? Commercial, recreational, change the number. Yeah, anytime we can edit it. So in the beginning, you don't need to be exactly perfect on the notes. We can always go back and edit it. I'm not going to give you the responsibility to do the editing just yet. I want to get to a point where you guys are uploading 20, 30 a day.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to give you the responsibility to do the edit and then update reports to the team in Pretoria. So I'm barely going to be involved, basically,
Okay.
once that's happening.
Okay.
Not to say I'm not going to be involved, but I
Yeah.
am going to be involved to go and get funding from like the go like with the now me and Paul say like we go without begging bowls,
Yeah.
but we don't do that anymore. So the big difference with what we're doing these days is that we're also doing the stuff on the ground. So we're trying also to get the businesses online, get the products on our shop. That's another phase of the project that I'm going to show you guys. We've got like a shop page, and then
Mhm.
actually make money for people on online shop, so that we're also making money on the ground, not just going to government with their begging bowls. Because I mean, dude, government, like, oh, like respect, but like I'm trying to also be like decentralized and work within my own ecosystem, if that makes sense.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes.
I'm gonna be live on YouTube, so it's like, oh, government, oh my gosh. So, yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So yeah, we've got edit view on map, show details. I'm just going to say approve for now, right?
Okay.
Now, this is important. So once I say approve, yes, it's going to say yes. I'm going to say yebo, and it says approved. You can see that little green thingy.
I see that.
Now, if you go back to your map on your phone and you just hit refresh, it's going to zoom out completely, and then you're just going to go back to
Oh, this,
undiscovered treasures. Okay, you're going to go back to undiscovered treasures.
undiscovered treasures. Just a bit. Okay. Yes, undiscovered treasures.
Yeah, you're going to go back there,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to click on, let's just double check here. What's going on? Commercial. Oh, there we go. So it's under commercial. So you're going to have undiscovered treasures on and commercial tourist points.
Yes, I've got that one.
And then if you go back to the Outreck, there should be a green icon on the map.
Okay, maybe let me just try refreshing my page.
Yeah, it definitely needs to be refreshed, and it'll like zoom out a bit. And then you need to zoom back in.
Oh yes, I see now. Yeah, it's there now. Now I can see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And so this really, if you start seeing the point, so it shows you the logo. It's different from the other points when you looked at this because this has more information.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
You see the website link. You can click on that. That then goes to the Alex Water Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That could go to a video. That could go to like your database, your PHP Python database. That link can go anywhere. We can have this form is really just the first phase of getting the information in, but we can have many input fields, underneath the website to that will allow us to collect like BE certificate and grading certificate and many different inputs. For now, it's just the one, right?
Okay.
So as a systems person who's interested in system development, you can think of this as the foundation, and we can start building in. You may come back to me in a couple of months and say, like, Kesh, listen here, you've you looked at a few other systems of similar capacity of what they're doing, and you really would like this functionality now that you've used the tool, and then we can look at that. And this is the purpose of these demos, because we're not going public just yet, although this is a public site.
Okay.
But my responsibility is to give my AfriGIS team feedback on what the users think about the tool, and so that we can then go into the next phase knowing confidently this is what we need to do for the tool. Because normally what happens is that Kesh has got a big head with like no hair because his head has been so big. And I used to think that I used to know like everything because I've got a few papers underneath my name. But the reality is, like, you may know a few things from a book, but in reality on the ground it's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't mean that I may have a paper that I'm any more knowledgeable than who's on the ground.
Yes.
Okay. And so this is my responsibility. There's no like I am better now because I have like some stupid degree.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to participatory involvement, right? I'm not selling cell phones to you. I'm selling like community development to you. That's a whole other ballpark.
Yeah.
We have a responsibility to do this properly. And Paul will tell you, like, we've made some pretty naive decisions in our early days, but and also like super powerful, amazing decisions as well. No doubt about that. But it's been a combination. Okay, so that in essence is the crux of the first phase that I want to get you on. So you will go to the draw marker, you go in there, you'll accept, and then you start adding the points along the river line.
Yes.
Okay, so just want to think to myself now on my I had some notes about what I want to chat about, and Paul instructed me to ensure that I do speak to you about the Water Warriors project and speak about the trees and sort of discuss that with you, strategize with that. I think what is important from this meeting is that you share with the team my suggestion about using this kiosk for the water warriors. I think what is important as well is that you look at the funders for water warriors, or what's the priorities for the next like 3 months, and how do you use this tool to present to those strategic stakeholders? What will be valuable for them to see? Remember, the pitch to all your stakeholders, funders, government, Swedish funders, whoever, I know Samadi is very busy with all of that stuff,
Yes.
is that this is a compliant, POPIA compliant platform, like POPIA compliant platform. And that's super important, and I think that's really relevant because a lot of people who's going to be asking you about why should they give you the information, we need to get that narration right. And if you're not clear about that, you need to ask me, and I'll even drop you a voice note, and then we'll be very clear about that. In fact, if you want any feedback from me in terms of how to approach somebody like a cold call or something like that, and I would hope it's not a cold call. I would hope that whatever call that you guys are doing for the businesses around there, it would be businesses and people that you guys know. I would suggest start with that first, right?
Okay.
If you want any advice on how to script that, like from what I said here, you're more than welcome to holler and let
Okay.
me know. I always like to just point the people to the YouTube channel and say, hey, just have a look at that video. Put it like on 3 times speed because Cash is very slow. But if you put that page, then maybe and the mini guy will talk very, very quickly, very, very quickly, and everything will be done very, very quickly. Everybody
Yeah.
will be happy, and then sorry. So you can do that, no issue. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. We'll keep that in mind if yeah, we need to what's this if we need to about the promoters, what's this word I'm looking for? When we're trying to go to our the sponsors, those sponsors.
Stakeholders.
Yes,
Stakeholders.
yes,
Oh, yes, yes. Sponsors. Yeah. 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 Your sponsors, your funders are your key. So Marty
yes,
and Paul will be the key people to sit down and have a strategic discussion, say, who are your funders and investors for the next 3 to 6 months? And what would they want to see? And then we need to reverse engineer and say, how can you use this tool to send them weekly updates live? Like it can be like, yo, look at what we did.
yeah,
You can show them the buffer line, the river, put the businesses on, and then you can attach, like the website link in here.
mm-hmm.
You can even have a point. You can point that to like a Google Drive folder to even a video or a YouTube video that
Yes,
can
yes,
point to a YouTube video. So if you're planting trees at a particular site, it doesn't need to be a business. It can be like a point where the trees are and a video, like a short video of those trees. And
okay,
like that's not only then is it a map, but then you also have the video on that as well. If that makes sense.
yes,
Although
yes,
you
it makes sense. Yes,
looking at it from an outside side. So you're quite versatile when it comes to what you do with that website link. If that makes
yes,
sense.
understand
Yeah.
that.
Cool. All right. So I just want to before I slowly start rounding up, I just want to check with you. I know I said a lot, but is there any strategic input that you need from me, maybe about what are you going to do and how you're going to do it, or any questions, comments,
Okay,
suggestions as well?
okay. Well, okay. Well, from what I heard from you now is that okay, we should just start with the areas around the riverbank for now before we go inside Alexandra, and then yeah, and then okay, yeah, and then do all that. What I just need to know is what's the time frame to like do everything around that riverbank, because I think it's when I look at it, it's not gonna take really a long, because it's well a lot of points are actually inside Alexandra than on that riverbank, so it won't really take that long. So I'm just wondering what's the time frame for that.
Yeah, I think the time frame is super dependent on Alex Water Warriors and what's your strategic inputs to presenting to funders, investors.
Okay,
Yeah, what's that timeline? Let's work with that, not with my timeline, because
okay,
I'm
okay,
here just to provide a service to you guys.
okay,
Although I may have a mutually beneficial approach or mutually beneficial relationship with Alex Water Warriors and GATA. And I think Paul is very clear with that in that respect. But in that mutual relationship, my priority is to be of service to you guys and to show that this tool can be valuable not only to you, but the community within the Alex Water Warrior zone, but also to your funders. And essentially, that is my service to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. And so I think the timelines really does come down to that. Okay. And then we can always work backwards, like if you if there is no timelines or milestones for Alex Water Warriors, then I can always give you what I would like to do in tourism space and all of that. But from what I'm hearing, I really do feel that this should be the Alex Water Warriors map kiosk,
Yes.
and this should be embedded on your webpage, and that when people go to your webpage, you see like a lot of valuable points about Alex Water Warriors and what the community is doing in there. That's my opinion, but you can just check in with Paul and Samadhi on that, and we can always verify. Look, I was also thinking, because if you know where the 30,000 trees are, you can also put points in the public spaces,
Yes.
around that, wherever that is.
Yeah. Yes, and another thing.
Maybe also, yeah.
I was just looking at on my mobile, with the mapping and all, and then like this is where I am. But then, if you look at it properly, you see that. Right, let me show.
Yeah.
Can you see it properly?
Yeah.
Okay. So this you see even there, like if you look here, like those 2 points, the orange one and the green one, like they're on top of this of the background page. You see that?
Yeah. Gotcha.
You can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I can.
So then putting in the information as you go down, it actually, for like the submit button and all that, it doesn't really have, you see, it actually.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yes,
So,
yes,
okay.
yes.
So it's probably been tested on 99% of all phones. I know there was a big issue with type of phones and how it looks on the screen.
Yes.
What I would do is try and complete the information going downwards and see if that, once you complete the information, it allows you to scroll further down.
Okay.
Right. Some phones it's like I know that they would have tested on some devices and maybe not on all the devices, and sometimes it wouldn't fit on that particular screen.
Yes, yes.
If that's the case, then I would really, honestly, I would do this project loading people just on my laptop.
Yes, yeah.
I would get the
that's what I was
information.
thinking,
Yeah, I would just get the GPS coordinates, take some pictures of where you are on the field. You write that down on a pencil paper, come back and do it on your laptop. Like, that's it. That's the way I would approach it, especially if it's not working on your phone. But give it a go. If it does work, then it will work, and then it's no issue,
Yes.
But if it's not, then I would suggest then you do it on your laptop.
Okay.
Yeah. So
yes.
2 things if you can do for me is sorry, 1 second. So if I'm just going to say the wrong addresses, you need to take a note. You need to chat to Paul and Samadhi.
Yeah.
The wrong address for your house, first of all, you need to email me and say this is the wrong address, and you need to take a picture and you need to tell me on the Google thing. I mean, on this AfriGIS maps.
Okay.
You need to just take a picture and then you need to send that through to me so I can correct that.
Okay.
Right? Okay. The second thing, I forgot now. Yeah, you wanted to say something?
I just wanted to understand about this undiscovered treasures. What does it really mean when they say undiscovered treasures?
Yeah, exactly. So it's still points of interest, information that we're loading that essentially is not on our data sets and people don't know about, and it's most likely not on Google.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I can just show you what I mean, So my site that I am currently building up is, I don't know if Paul mentioned to you, but I am based down here.
Okay.
Right? So these are undiscovered treasures, commercial. Now, for example, if I just go into around the mountain, yeah, where I'm based.
Okay.
So hiking trail, you see?
Yes, yes. Okay, so
And
that
then,
that for example, like the nude foods, it means when like if it's under undiscovered treasures, it means that if I search it on Google Maps, I won't find it.
no, you probably would find it,
Okay.
yeah, but it's not on uh, the GeoTrips at AfriGIS
On
data
this,
sets,
okay. Okay, I
right?
understand. Yes.
And the thing is that even though it is on the Google
Maps.
Maps, that doesn't, yeah, it's correct, but it's not a POPIA compliant isolated system that's off Meta. It's completely separate from AfriGIS,
Mm-hmm,
what we're doing here. So
mm-hmm.
because we're a South African company, we need to build in as much of our localized information as possible. Look, we've got a lot of points of interest. Like,
Yes,
in
yes.
fact, like the big brother, the big cousin, like actually procures information from AfriGIS and other service providers, a lot of information,
Yeah.
but we can't verify it. So our responsibility is to kind of like populate that as much as possible. Yeah, does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. It does actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really interesting. The all of those laws and acts that they wanted to like plan like years ago are now coming into play, especially when it comes to associations, government departments, and non-profit organizations such as yourselves. All of that is really important to ensure that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let me slowly start rounding up now. I think we've had an amazing session.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, from my side, once again, thank you kindly for sharing your time with me. Really appreciate it. You can start immediately. Yeah, I
Yes,
would
yes.
I would set time for Paul and Samadhi to you can maybe already play around and add some points. Maybe drop some voice notes to the group. I see that on the group. Calvin Calvin is ready.
Yeah.
Calvin is ready. Yeah. So you know Calvin?
Calvin. Actually, I'm not sure if I do know because I don't see a profile picture. But then he's
Okay.
from Alex. He's from Alex.
Yes, it's part of the same project that you're on.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So I would suggest you take counsel from Mkulu Paul.
Okay.
Yeah. I would suggest you, Calvin, Paul, and Samadhi, and whoever else get into a room and you look at this. You present to them, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
of what you've learned and what the strategic input that I've added to this session and my service offering to you guys, especially in terms of the Alex Water Warriors buffer along the river. Paul didn't get that from me because when Paul presented to me, I was like, it didn't sync as to what I could do. But so I've added a lot more input in terms of my strategic input to the Alex Warriors roadmap.
Yes.
So discuss that with them, and then to talk about the businesses that I recommended to capture along the river line.
Mm-hmm.
And then if Paul and Samadhi are okay with that, then train Calvin as to like what I've done now.
Yes,
Happy
yes.
to jump on board another session if needs be, and
Okay.
then we just start going ahead. Okay,
No.
start and then once after about a week or so, if everybody is happy, then I will introduce you guys to the dashboard, and I'll introduce you guys to my resource down here in Cape Town who will assist you guys with quality assurance. Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so let me just stop presenting here. Stop presenting. Make the screen a little bit bigger. Awesome. All
Yeah.
right. Great stuff. Great stuff. Well,
Awesome.
yeah. Well, thank you kindly for everything, man. I really appreciate it. All my best. Give my regards to Paul. Tell him we had a session, obviously, and this will be loaded. I'm not going to do any editing, man. I'm just going to wait for it to load onto my Google Drive. I'm going to push
No
it straight
problem.
to uh, I'm going to push it straight to
YouTube.
the YouTube, and then you can also share that when you are training Calvin and the other people will be using the system as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, awesome, awesome. I appreciate it also for this information, for the learning and all. And I'm actually also quite interested, and I'll be actually doing it from today's, starting with my location, obviously, and then yeah, going on to after talking to Paul and the team and see where we can start and yeah, how we can go forward.
Great stuff, Franz. Yeah, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate. Yeah, we'll chat
No,
soon.
cheers, eh?
Okay. Cheers, eh? Bye.
Bye.